Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and in today's video, or rather tonight's video, we're going to be doing a realistic look into a school night here at my house. So if you are here for this, grab yourself a snack or a dessert, and let's go ahead and get started. I have mentioned several times here on my channel that I am a working mom. I have 5 beautiful children and I work full time as an elementary school counselor. My husband is a middle school resource teacher at a therapeutic day school, which means his school is a sub-separate school for kiddos who need some extra supports. So he's got a pretty stressful gig. I have a pretty stressful gig probably 80% of the time. And our kiddos range from the ages of 16 down to 8. So we've got a busy house. Everybody is in sports currently. I've got 3 in soccer, 1 in cross country, and 1 in competitive dance. My husband coaches 2 of the soccer teams. My oldest son is a freshman in high school and plays on his high school team. And it just gets really busy during the week. And this is what my house tends to look like most days when we are just flying through the house. In fact, as I am sitting here editing this video right now, Danny and all of the boys are putting the house back together. So this is what happens on a daily basis in my house. It falls apart. I put it back together just so we can do it all over again the next day. And I have to be honest with you, I'm totally here for it. I understand that sometimes the mess gets overwhelming. That is 100% me. That's what happens to me. I battle with anxiety myself, and when I have a lot of clutter in my space, I definitely feel anxious and stressed. But I also recognize that we live here. I want my children to feel comfortable in their home. I don't want them to feel like they can't touch anything or do anything. I want them to know that this is their space and they can live in it comfortably. So it falls apart, like I said, pretty much daily, and we just take some time to put it back together. Now, all of my children do have chores. However, during the school week, I don't expect a ton out of them. So the chores are pretty simple, like feeding the dog, making sure that everybody has water, emptying out the dishwasher after dinner. Usually my oldest son will do the dishes, and that's pretty much it. I make sure that everybody empties out their trash or coffee mugs from the car. Everybody puts their shoes away, that kind of thing. But for the most part, after homework is done and sports practices are done, I just want everybody to have a little bit of downtime because I feel like that's really important. And if that's something that I can provide for them right now, I would like to do that. So while I was doing this speed cleaning, some of my children were gone at practice. Others were in their bedrooms working on homework. And I was focused on just getting things picked back up. I had stopped at the grocery store. I had already come home and changed my clothes, washed my hands. I kind of have like a routine when I get home. I go into my bedroom and just kind of take 5 or 10 minutes to change, wash my hands. Sometimes I'll just take a quick little shower if I just have had a long day. I just try to decompress before I spend the time with my family. Most nights during the week, we eat mostly as a family, 5 to 6 of us together. Someone typically is away either at practice or dance. Tonight, I think we were all eating at different times because everybody had somewhere to be, and that is okay. We got to make it work, right? So one of the things I try to do during the week to make my life a little bit easier is meal prep. So over the weekend, I'll take some time to, marinate some chicken or cut up vegetables if I can. So for tonight, I am making teriyaki chicken, and I was supposed to be making broccoli with this, but I forgot to get it at the store. I thought I had some in the freezer, but I didn't. So my kids were super bummed. It was literally just rice and chicken. I felt really bad, but it happens and we made the most of it. So most nights, like I said, I do try to prep something ahead of time. Every single weekend, I will spend some time meal planning for the week. I'll ask everybody their input and try to prep as much as I can. So for this night, I was able to pre-make the teriyaki sauce, let that just marinate for a day or two, and then it was ready to go when it was time to cook. The other thing I'll try to do on busy school nights is to make really easy meals like spaghetti or a crock pot meal. That way things are done and easy and ready to go when we need them. On any given night in my house, I have some kind of project going on. That's kind of what happens. So here you'll see I have all of my fall boxes out. That's because I had them in the guest room because I wasn't sure if I was done decorating for right now. Right now I am. I'm in this weird transitional phase. I don't know if I want to put out more Thanksgiving or fall items because I really am ready to decorate for Halloween. And so I'm just kind of leaving it the way it is right now. And then I'm going to be adding in my Halloween decor here very soon. But I just had Danny bring those down to the basement for me, and those chairs as well. We had those up here because it was Ryan's birthday and we had celebrated with family. So we're just going to take these things down to the basement where we keep our storage. And you're going to see that I am just trying to plow through some cleaning as I'm cooking. I'm checking on the chicken. I'm flipping it. I'm putting in fresh chicken, but I'm still just cleaning in the background. That is how I get things done. I have gotten so many comments in my videos talking about my energy levels. And to be honest with you guys, I am one of those people who, as long as I'm moving, I'm okay. The second I sit down, I'm done. So when I get home from work, I do not sit down until I am absolutely ready. And then it's time. So for example, right now I sat down to edit. This is it. I'll be done for the night because I know it's going to be hard for me to get back up. So I'm trying really hard as I'm cooking just to kind of pick things back up, get the house put back in order. So that way, when it's time to sit down and relax, I can do just that. And I don't have to worry about the mess. In a previous video, I talked about this carpet refresher from Arm & Hammer. I keep this stuff in my cleaning closet all the time. I actually get it delivered from Amazon. I'll link it for you down below. If you have pets, this stuff is wonderful. You just put it on your carpet, you leave it on for like 10 to 15 minutes, and the baking soda in it will draw out any of the odors that you have in your rugs or your carpet. I have 4 crazy cats and 1 crazy dog and 5 crazy kids. So my house gets pretty messy, and I am always terrified that it's going to be stinky. Although no one has ever said that to me, it's just this fear I have in the back of my head. So I use this stuff about once a week just to make sure that everything stays fresh and is smelling good. And this is a quick and easy way to make everything just feel fresher and cleaner. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just sprinkling a little bit of that here in my family room on this rug. I sprinkled a little bit on the entryway rug as well, so that could sit there while I was working in here, and it really just helps to make things feel really fresh and clean. There are three main areas in my house that get pretty destroyed on a daily basis. That is my entryway, my laundry room, and my kitchen. On this day, as you can see, it was pouring rain. I had the screen door on so we could listen. It was absolutely beautiful, such a great fall day. But as you can see, there are soccer shin guards on the floor. I don't know if you can tell right inside the laundry room there, we had cleats everywhere. There were bags and backpacks, and most of the time there are shoes. However, everybody had their shoes on, so that's why they weren't there. But normally this is just a hot mess. So every single night I try to clean this up. We hang up the backpacks, we put the shoes away, we put the cleats away, make sure everything is ready to go for the next day. And that's just one way that I make mornings a little bit easier. And again, I like to just go back and forth with cooking and cleaning. So now that the chicken is all done, I'm just going to go ahead and slice this into bite-sized pieces and put it back into the sauce, and we'll be ready to eat. And then we'll come back and get everything cleaned up and ready for the next day. I will link this chicken teriyaki dish for you down in the description box. I will say that this wasn't my best batch, as my family said. Usually I make it a lot better. I did not make enough sauce, that's for sure. But it worked. We all ate it, and I made plenty for my husband and I and my oldest son to take some for lunch the next day. As I mentioned, most nights of the week we eat together mostly as the family, but it doesn't always work that we're all together. It's just too busy during the week. Fridays we're usually all together, and then of course Sunday nights we have dinner with my in-laws. We have big family dinners, so we try at least a couple times a week to get a little bit of time together. I'm just going to pack up my lunch for tomorrow. That's ready to go. And then it's time to get going on the dishes. Most of the time, my oldest son, this is his job. However, for tonight, I did tell him he had the night off and that I would work on the dishes for him. I'm actually talking to my middle son here. He's going to get a little bit of leftover cake for some dessert. Like I said, it was my littlest's birthday. He turned 8. But most of the nights, somebody else is doing the dishes, just like right now while I'm editing. He is out there doing the dishes for me. They're really great about that. We try to rotate the chores so it isn't one person's job every single day. That can get a little bit mundane. I know what that feels like, but I definitely appreciate that everybody is willing to put in some help and support so that this all gets done and it isn't all just on me. It's kind of crazy to think that I have children in 3 different schools, an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school. My husband works in one school and I work in another. So in our house, we technically have 4 school districts, which is kind of crazy. And it's a little bit chaotic, I'm not going to lie. When we're trying to figure out everybody's schedules, we don't always have the same days off. We don't always have the same start times and things like that. We don't always even have the same snow days. Last year, there were plenty of days when one of our districts called a snow day or 3 of our districts called a snow day and one didn't. That actually happened to Danny last year where he had to go into work and the other 3 districts, all the rest of us got to stay home. So, it's definitely interesting trying to manage everybody's schedules. That's why I live off of a planner and a calendar and my phone calendar and Google Calendar. It's crazy. I have so many calendars, but I just try really hard to stay on top of everybody's schedules since there's just always so many different ones to keep track of. Most nights I try to do at least 1 load of laundry so that way everybody's uniforms are clean when they need them for sports, and so that everybody has clean socks and everybody has their favorite pair of pants or shorts or a sweatshirt. So I just try to do laundry, at least 1 load every single day. And I would say that it helps to keep up on the clothes. It definitely doesn't. I don't know how it happens, but if I were a stay-at-home mom, I think I could stay up on it a little bit more. I could do laundry all the time, but doing 1 load a day, just like I said, helps. It doesn't always get put away every day. It could literally just be uniforms, soccer socks, and sweatshirts and towels. And those will all just end up getting used. But I do just try, like I said, to wash some things every day so everybody has what they need. Another thing I try to make sure I do every single night is run the dishwasher. This is really important in my house because I can fill a dishwasher at least once a day. Sometimes, especially during the summer and the weekends, I can load the dishwasher twice in one day. So we try really hard to make sure that it runs every single night, overnight. And then during the summer, I was emptying it out every morning and the kids were just using it all throughout the day. But the mornings here are way too hectic and way too fast-paced for anybody to worry about emptying the dishwasher. I've actually considered doing a morning routine video. I think it'd be a lot of fun to share that with you guys. It's pretty chaotic and really early, but I just don't know if I would literally be able to get ready for work, get my 5 kids out the door at 6:20 in the morning and be able to film. I don't know. I'll try it. We'll see, maybe, but I've always wanted to. I just don't know if I could actually do it and get to work on time. So it's just a little bit bananas in the morning. So one of the things I always try to do the night before, on top of making sure that we have our lunches made, I always prep the coffee. So I make sure that the water is full, that it's cleaned up over here, that our favorite mugs are clean and ready to go. so that in the morning when I'm groggy and my eyes are barely open, I just pop outside my door and make coffee to get us through. Finally, the last thing I always make sure to do is get everybody's sports items ready for the next day. So right here, I'm getting Ryan's soccer items ready. I'm also getting Griffin's soccer items ready. As you can see, they were kind of just everywhere. I've got laundry going in the laundry room. And then I'm also going to just check everybody's backpack. Oh, something fell off my dryer. Those are things I need to file and put away. So we're just going to stack them back on top of the washing machine because we're not ready to handle all that. So we're going to put those up there, and then we're going to go back to checking the backpacks. I'm talking to the kiddos now, telling them to go brush their teeth, taking papers out of their folders, making sure that flutes and recorders and everything are back in there, and that there's nothing that I have to sign. That way everybody is ready for the next day when the crazy morning begins. Now that the house is put back together, the boys are laying down in their beds. Everybody's brushed their teeth. Everybody's home and snuggled up in bed. It is time for me to relax. Danny was actually going to grab Michaela from dance. Otherwise, he would have been joining me on the couch for some relaxation time. But I want to thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this realistic nighttime routine video. I would love to film one coming up here of a fun fall night in where we do some crafting or watch a spooky movie, stuff like that. But this is a realistic night for me and my family. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this little peek behind the curtain, and I hope you guys subscribe and come back for more. I'll see you in the next one, my friends.